Scusate, buongiorno, sono Paolo Schgör, solo 2 parole per spiegare questa parte della giornata. Qualche mese fa la Fondazione CDL ha chiesto ad AICA di ospitare un momento di lancio a livello internazionale di questo nuovo modulo che è stato sviluppato. Noi abbiamo accolto con piacere questo invito e quindi abbiamo organizzato nell'ambito appunto di questa convention AICA anche un breve momento di presentazione, di lancio di questo programma. Lascio senz'altro la parola a Daniel Palmer che vi illustra i contenuti. Scusate, passo a parlare in inglese così mi capisce. I hope you have prepared some slides so that people can follow you. Even if
yes.
maybe not everybody in the audience can understand perfectly, but okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dan.
Okay, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to start by thanking all of you for allowing us the time in your busy agenda today to launch this digital marketing module globally. Would especially like to thank our friends and colleagues at AICA for this opportunity to bring a program to the world from this wonderful venue in Italy. What I'm going to do today is give you some context to the development of this module, and I hope we will be able to connect to our teams around the world as they launch this program online, live, and if you follow our accounts on social media, I hope that will all work when I get to the end of this presentation. Before I do that, maybe I can give you a small introduction to our organization. We are a global social enterprise, so we are a non-profit organization working now with projects in more than 100 countries, over 20,000 test centers, globally delivering our programs, and we have national operations in over 50 countries. That's examples of projects where we are working with national governments or indeed regional organizations like the European Commission. As a non-profit organization, we are driven by our mission. And our mission is to enable the proficient use of ICT to empower individuals and organizations and society through our certification programs and to do that throughout the world. Underpinning our mission, we operate according to 3 core values. The first one, as you might expect for a non-profit organization, is one of social responsibility. So we aim to do this work in a socially sustainable way and to make our programs accessible to all, regardless of their age or their gender or their status or race. The other core value that we operate according to is our vendor neutrality. So all our programs are developed from the point of view of neutrality from any particular software vendor. So we don't, whilst we support the efforts of all software vendors, we don't base our syllabi and our programs on any particular one. And finally, we operate according to a core value of quality. Just because we're a non-profit organization doesn't mean that we shouldn't aim for the highest standards of quality worldwide. So in summary, at the moment we are operating in more than 100 countries. Each year about 500,000 new individuals join ECDL programs around the world. Next year we will be our 20-year anniversary of operating this program, and we will achieve over 15 million people in that 20 years, which is a significant undertaking. It's involved in excess of 50 million tests so far, and we operate in 41 languages. Our tests are available in 41 languages. And what do I mean when I say our tests? Well, we cover all kinds of digital skills areas. We cover everything from the very basics of what is a computer and how do you switch it on, all the way through to advanced spreadsheets, advanced databases, and ECDL Health was mentioned in the previous presentation. We're expanding into more specific areas of ICT, basic ICT, as those become prevalent in industry. So I'll give you some examples briefly of the work that we do to illustrate our activities and the diversity of those activities worldwide. In India, we're working with the government of India to fulfill their ambition of exporting 1 million skilled Indian workers to the rest of the world per year over the next 5 years. Now, we are supporting them in that by providing skills development through their National Skills Development Corporation to around 25% of those workers who they feel will be able to go overseas and get a job in another country and provide remittances back to India. So we're supporting the Indian government in that initiative that just started this year. In Singapore, we've been working for a number of years to support their Skills Future program, which is an employability and productivity-based program run by the government. Our programs are funded, fully funded for Singaporean nationals, and the Singapore government also pays the salary of workers while they are undergoing our training to support people to take time out from work to undergo the training. We would probably certify around 10,000 Singaporeans per year under these programs. In my home country, in England, we're working with a large number of universities and schools and other educational institutions to deliver employability programs through ECDL. We have funding from the UK government and mapping to UK national qualifications frameworks to permit us to do that. It means that students can get points for having completed ECDL to help them with their university studies and application exams. And schools also get performance points for successfully completing our programs. A bit further afield, in Vietnam, we're working with the government to deliver the programs. It's various institutions, including the military, as you can see here. They are officially endorsing our program through their Ministry of ICT. Same in Thailand, we're part of the Thai Professional Qualifications Institute, and you can see here the Thai schools operating our programs. In Rwanda, we have recently established an office, and we are participating in the Ministry of ICT's programs for the upskilling of Rwandan citizens. Rwanda is attempting to become the Singapore of Africa, so they're taking some of our learnings that we got from Singapore and applying them in Africa. And to give you an idea of the contrast, I'm not going to go through all 100 countries that we're operating in, but to give you an idea of the contrast in our work, this is a picture from Mogadishu, where Jazeera University is just started operating the ECDL program. And by contrast, the European Commission, DG for Research and Innovation, in Belgium is also operating the same program. So you can imagine the diversity of work between those two extremes. So to get to the subject at hand, digital marketing, why are we entering into this area? Well, to give you some context for our mission, we want to be up to date with the most common workplace skills in the ICT sphere. So we feel that digital marketing is becoming a must-have for employees in all countries worldwide. We feel that we'll be able to address organizational needs for formal certification, where currently maybe there's informal skills development activity. And we also feel that we're answering a policy need in many countries worldwide. So one example of that would be the Commission's Grand Coalition for Digital Jobs. e-skills SMEs for business growth. So we do feel that this is an area which is very interesting to many organizations, governments all around the world. And there's some obvious reasons for that. Average person now spending more time online consuming media than they do watching TV and reading books and magazines combined. Digital marketing spend is massively increasing, so this area is only going to continue to become more important. And it's taking budget from other areas of advertising and marketing. So this is fast becoming a must-have for marketing professionals. But whilst many people, respondents to surveys, say that this is an important area, a huge number of them don't really know what the best practice is. And so we feel there's a definite context for us to educate people and certify their skills in what is best practice. I came here to Milan from 2 weeks working in our office in Singapore. And I thought while I was there, I'd try to find some examples of how digital marketing is so prevalent nowadays. This is a map of the Singapore transport system. It's famously efficient. It transports 3 million people per day. The trains are never late, like literally never late. I remember once when I was living there, the train was late and it was a headline in the news because the train had been late, and that was something that they had never experienced before. So this is a very highly complex infrastructure, transportation infrastructure that millions of people, nearly half the population of the country, relies on. And I noticed when I was in this station that their official fault reporting service is via WhatsApp. They will accept fault reports via Facebook and Twitter, but the official medium to send this is WhatsApp communicator. So even big organizations like that in Singapore are using social tools to engage with people in a very formalized way. And then perhaps at the other end of the scale, this picture here is a food center in Singapore. It's outdoor. Well, it's got roofed, but it's outdoor. No air conditioning. It's very hot. There's about 100 traditional food stands in this place. They've been there maybe 50 years, some of them. They're run by grandmothers and people who do home cooking for Singaporeans because their apartments are all very small. They have small kitchens, so they can't do home cooking. And this is where they go if they want to have their traditional food. And I like to go to these places when I'm in Singapore, and this is my favorite one to go to. As you can see, there's an old lady. She runs this Shanghai noodles stand. And I noticed when I was going there to get my food that there was something a bit different about her stand. She had this sign that she'd put up because she has a Facebook page for her noodle stand. And this is a business that has never seen a computer. Okay, like they're not. When you order from her, she writes it down by hand. She doesn't have a spreadsheet or a finance package. She writes your order down by hand, and that's how she does her tax accounting. So she's never seen a computer in her life, in her noodle stand, but yet she feels the need to have a social media marketing, digital marketing strategy for her noodle stand. That's necessary in Singapore. And her page is quite good, actually. If you go there, you'll see that she responds really quickly. If you ask her what time she's open or whatever, she will get back to you on Facebook. And it struck me because this is one of our main target groups for this module. We want to be able to target SME staff who want to be able to manage an online presence and do digital marketing, but who don't have a digital marketing specialist in their organization and need to know the basics themselves. And maybe don't even have an IT department or even any IT equipment, and they'll be running this strategy from their mobile phone. But they still need to understand this because it's necessary for their business, whether they're a giant transportation network or a small noodle stand. The other target markets are those people who are pre-employment, students completing marketing courses who want some practical knowledge in this area, and marketing professionals who somehow are not confident in the specific area of digital marketing, and we saw marketing spend transferring from traditional marketing, print, advertising to digital marketing. So marketing professionals will need to move with the times as well, and we want to be able to help them to reskill or upskill to specifically digital marketing as part of their CPD activity. To put this module in the context of the rest of ECDL, this will be an intermediate level module. It targets the basic understanding of the area of digital marketing, the fundamentals. It will be approximately 20 to 30 learning hours depending on the national context. And whilst we are sticking to our vendor neutrality, so we have a generic syllabus, we'll be able to facilitate learning and testing on all the leading digital marketing platforms. So by that we mean Facebook, we mean Twitter, Hootsuite, MailChimp for email marketing, and also Google Analytics on the analytics side. So once they've completed this module, candidates will be able to understand the basics of digital marketing. They'll be able to understand the options for having a web presence and how to analyze and present the website appropriately for search engine optimization. They'll be able to recognize the different social platforms and set up and use the common platforms. And we also cover the principles of best practice, so scheduling properly, calendaring your posts, managing the whole process, not merely the technical components of which buttons to press, but the best practice in application as well. They'll be able to see how social media and digital marketing links to sales and lead generation, and they'll be able to understand what their options are if they have a limited budget, which how spend should be allocated across the various competing channels. And they'll be able to understand how to use those analytics services like Google Analytics to monitor and improve their campaigns. So this module is something that's aimed, as I said, at marketing professionals and marketing students and SMEs to allow them to do all of these things. So each of those subject areas is addressed in relative detail. This is not an advanced level course. This is intended to be something which is introductory, to cover the basics, to ensure that even people who have a good understanding maybe of one particular area have a wide understanding of the whole area. And the syllabus, whilst this is a global launch today, the syllabus is already published on our site. We're going to be rolling this program out globally from today. I think our first national launch will be in India in 2 weeks' time, and I know that the national launch for Italy is planned around the end of the year. This program should, in 2017, be available in Italian here. So syllabus is already available in English on our site if anybody would like to do some advanced reading of that. Now, as I said, soon I'm going to try to connect with our teams. If you have questions about digital marketing, there is an expert in Singapore who you can consult, this lady who runs a noodle stand. Now, I'm going to try now to connect to our teams around the world to formally launch this program. If you're following us on social media, you should be able to see this happening. Let me try to do this now. Just bear with me for 1 second.
Thank you, Daniel. By the way, I assume that most of the photographs we have seen were shot directly by you,
Yes,
because Daniel has been around the world for a number of years, so he has been personally, I think, in all of the places shown in the photographs.
Except Somalia. Yes, I haven't been in Somalia.
Except Dublin? Or?
Somalia.